Good afternoon. I'm trying to join on my computer, but I don't know if it's the internet or what's going on, so I might have to do it on my phone. Let me see if it'll switch over real fast.
I really see myself on Jamie's screen that I was fixing the time. Yeah.
I have an agenda, but I was trying to compare. This is probably not the amended agenda. So I'm going to try to follow the changes.
I just emailed the amended agenda out, and then I also placed it on Teams.
Okay, Secretary Gardepy, are you ready?
Give me 1 minute. I'm pulling up that amended agenda.
Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, I'm going to have to stay on the phone because the computer keeps freezing up. All right, can you hear me, Secretary Gardepy? Are you ready?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure so you can follow on the changes for the agenda. Okay, at this time, it's 12:05 p.m. and I call the Pawnee Business Council special meeting to order. And let's see, Ms. Chapman or Treasurer Chapman, would you mind giving the invocation, please?
Yes, I'd be glad to. Let's all bow our heads. Today, I would like to thank our Lord for this beautiful day, for the council that has come together today to make these decisions for our people, that we make good decisions today. And I want to say blessings for all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I want to say blessings for all of our people, for all the homeless, safe travels for all of our people, for everyone that is traveling back and forth during the holidays, and for those that are very ill or confined. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
All right, thank you, Treasurer Chapman. This time we'll move on to item number 2, roll call.
Misty No.
Here.
Jordan Canuho.
Here.
George Gardepy here. Carol Chapman.
Here.
Cynthia Butler,
Here.
Donna Hare, Donna Hare.
Haven't heard anything from Donna.
Okay. Gene Evans, Gene Evans.
I have no messages from Dr. Evans as well. I'll
Okay.
reach out to him.
Okay. Sammy Kimball,
Here.
Do we have a quorum?
yeah, sorry, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, I sent them a message. At this time, moving on to item number 3, approval of the agenda. Are there any corrections, additions, deletions?
Yes, we do have changes, and you can see them on the screen in front of us. We'll be removing under new business number 1, approval of resolution 2364, 2024 comprehensive budget. And then we will be adding under new business, and all these numbers will change since we're removing number 1. So we'll remove it, we're changing the numbers, and then on number 3, C, approval of 3530 grid resiliency budget, and then D, approval of 1006-1109 Pawnee Business Council budget mod number 2. And those are the changes for today.
109 budget mod 2. Okay, thank you, Secretary Gardapi. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda with changes.
I'll make
I'll
that
make that.
oh, I'll second Sammy's motion.
Thank you. I'll make the
Okay,
motion.
got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Kimball, second by Secretary Gardapi. Let's call for the vote.
Okay, Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Item number 4, approval of minutes. Number 1, approval of special meeting for December 5th, 2023.
Yeah, and these minutes are in our package.
Does anybody have any comments or edits?
President Nettle. Same.
Yes,
On line 14, it has you listed calling a meeting to order. And that would be Vice President Canuho.
okay, can we get that changed? Can you show that Dr. Evans has joined us at 12:10 p.m., please, for the record? Any other changes? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of December 5th, 2023 with changes.
I'll make a
I'll make-
motion to approve the minutes on December 5th, 2023.
Got a motion by Vice
second.
President Canuho, seconded by Treasurer Chapman. Any further discussion? If
Did I
not,
get
we'll call.
knocked off, guys?
I'm sorry, what?
I think I got knocked off, so that's I'm back on now.
Okay, we're calling for the vote on the approval of minutes with changes. The motion was made by Vice President Canuho, seconded by Treasurer Chapman.
Okay. Calling for the vote. All right. Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes. You left Dr. Evans out.
Oh, Dr. Evans, are you on?
Yes,
now? Okay, Dr. Evans. Sorry.
it's all right.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know when you got knocked off. Dr. Evans joined us at 12:10 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Okay, moving on to item number 5, new business. Item number 1, approval of resolution 2365 tobacco compact extension. Who's presenting on this one?
I have Lyle dialing in. Hang on one second. All right, Madam President, I have Lyle on the phone. Lyle, go ahead. Your agenda, your resolution is up on the agenda.
Year extension, and I know pretty much the tribes are sticking together as far as whenever we're dealing with issues, and other tribes are exercising that 1-year extension, and it's continuing at the same terms as the current tobacco compact, 50/50, and it'll be extended to December 31st, 2024. And then let's see, I do have the last time I was renewed is back in 2013 with Marcia Goldberg as president at the time there. And with the last discussions for an update for the council members as well is the tribes are pushing for like 75-25 share with the 75% to the tribe and 25% to the state there. And that's just kind of pretty much what they're pushing for right now. The state is actually now, they're back in the position where they want to do 50/50. So this would be a continuation for the tobacco pact. And the amount to the tribe that comes into the tribe is generally from $25,000 to $32,000 a month. That's our current share. So I'm requesting to extend it, and then is recommended to hand deliver to the Secretary of State and Oklahoma Tax Commission. Any questions?
I have a question. Do you know if the rebates are going to continue through 2024?
Okay, you cut out. I'm gonna drop to an appointment. Okay, can you repeat the question? I'll pull it over.
Do you know if the tobacco rebates are going to continue through 2024?
Well, that's pretty much what it is for the tribes. Share would be 50/50 with the state and the Oklahoma. With the tribe.
Okay, and then just for clarification, this this is ongoing because of the lawsuit that Governor Stitt has ongoing because of the extension that was granted. And this is just to safeguard the nation, so we are for sure that we do have a approved extension request in place. And also this will be hand carried and delivered to the Capitol. As we've heard, there were some issues with other tribes that have tried to send in their extension by mail, and they were claiming that it wasn't received. So does anybody have any comments on the resolution? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If not, I do on the 7th, whereas Pawnee on the second line needs to have an E at the end. And then if we can leave Attorney General Smith's out and just leave it as Pawnee Nation Attorney General.
President Nettle,
Yes,
I have my hand
Oh,
raised, I'm sorry.
sorry, I can't.
I had the same thing on that same whereas, but also just instead of putting your name on there as well, it's just Pawnee Business Council authorizes the president and the Pawnee Nation Attorney General to negotiate, just leaving the names out. That way we're not obligated to, they could be the only ones to negotiate. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree. Okay, hold on. Reviewed and confirmed by Business Council. Okay, hearing no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution with changes.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2365 with changes.
Thank you, Vice President. Is there a second?
I'll second, but on that, now therefore be it resolved, the Pawnee Business Council does hereby approve and request the 1-year tobacco compact with the state extension to expire. Because that's what we're doing, right, is requesting it.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we had that word in there so it's showing what we're doing. And then I approve that if Vice President agrees with the amendment.
Yep, I do.
Hereby approve. Now let's put the Pawnee Business Council does hereby request to
Yeah.
approve.
Yes.
Thank you
I'm
for that.
And I'm still agreeable to that language there. Yep.
Okay. All right, no further discussion. We'll call for the vote.
You're on mute, Secretary Garrity. Maybe you dropped off again.
Yeah, I can't see who's on. Is he still on?
It shows his icon is still on there.
He might have dropped off. He had to go pick up his daughter real quick, and so he took off with his phone.
Okay,
Oh my
I
God.
don't have the form for the roll call. Let me see. Treasurer Chapman, can you do the roll call? I believe you're next in line if the secretary can't perform his duties.
I'm next in line. I'm driving. I don't have any forms with me. I could just do by heart. I'll go ahead.
Yeah, if you can just call, because I can note it, if you can just call out the names of the PBC.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yes.
Man, I've been trying to unmute on this stupid thing. I'm sorry. I was having a time. Okay. Ready for the vote. Jordan Canelo,
Yes.
George Gardner, PS, Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. Item number 2, approval of resolution 2366, tribal
Thank
energy
you, I
development
appreciate it.
capacity
Okay,
grant
bye-bye.
permission. Tribal energy development, who's presenting on this one?
Brian, are you presenting on this? Brian, if you're talking, you're muted.
Is this the one on the grid? What's the title of it? If it's Brian,
Oh, this one is, we are
Yes.
going after, is this the capacity building one?
Yes.
Yes, this one is me. Okay, so I am working with Baker Tilly. You know, they worked with us on our feasibility solar project that we just completed earlier this year. So this is the kind of like the second component. It's a capacity building grant that we're working with our utility commission, with Chris McCray and others, to build out our utility commission, to start doing a feasibility of expanding that and looking at ways to strengthen our utility functions as a nation. So, you know, looking at the economic impact, you know, creating a billing capacity with it, developing a processes and getting all those paid for. I know in our last meeting we had a few weeks ago, I know Councilwoman Butler was talking about the taxes and utility things. So this is a great way to kind of address some of the things that she brought up and building that capacity out. So it's not require any match or anything like that. It's all, you know, going to be federally funded. But this is a grant to go after, which is due next month.
Okay. Where is the grant at? Where's the proposal?
I sent it off to the Utility Commission. They're reviewing the scope right now and trying to get their input. And then it's a little different because we're working with kind of a commission. So what we're looking at doing is, you know, doing the capacity building, doing the workforce development, creating the utility billing infrastructure, kind of strengthening that, looking at everything regarding that. So it is over for their review. So I'll get feedback from them and then we'll go through the proper steps, going through the planning committee and so forth before we submit it. Just, I didn't know if we were going to have another PBC meeting before the 11th. So I wanted to get the resolution approved beforehand. So we'll have that ready to go when we submit the grant.
Okay. Yes, we will have another PBC meeting before the end of the year. In addition to, I believe, the first week of the new year. Also in this resolution, it doesn't identify who the contact is for the proposal. Okay, you said the deadline is when, the 11th?
I believe it is the 11th. Let me pull this up. Let's see.
And a resolution is required?
Yes, this is through the Department of Interior, so they require a resolution.
Okay, because I'm just concerned that you don't have all of the information that's required for the resolution in here.
It is. This is.
Well, usually.
Well, the consultants, you know, they've done these grants. This is what they required in it, because I went back and they helped us put this in to make sure it had everything that was required by the funding agents to have that language in the resolution. So,
But again, it doesn't identify a contact person.
in the resolutions, to my knowledge, I've never had a contact information. Usually that's been in the 424 forms. I never actually physically had to put one in the resolution.
You have a contact person that's authorized to negotiate on behalf of the nation. You identify the program contact.
Well, I'm confused. We have all that information in the 424 forms. I never had contact information in a resolution for a grant before. I mean, we'll have contact information when we submit the grant. This is the authorizer for the nation. This is the project manager for the grant. We'll have all that detailed in the 424 form and the narrative. I just never had to put that in a resolution before.
So Jamie, can you scroll down to the bottom, whereas? So Brian, what I think Madam President is saying, usually the last whereas the one before says that, you know, the president or executive director has the authority, so on and so forth.
Oh, to sign on behalf, like I know I've seen language in that in previous resolution. I know that's kind of internal thing. I mean, I'm happy to add that language in there, but that wasn't so much required by the funding agency or the federal agency. But I mean, if we want to have that, I can add that language in there. Now I remember seeing that.
Well, even in the now therefore be it resolved, it's just stating that you're approving the grant application. Usually it just identifies that there's an authority for submission is basically what I'm getting at. The proposal is, or the grant application is authorized to be submitted. That's essentially what they're looking for in a resolution. PBC, what is your
President Hill?
thought? Yes, Vice President.
I guess for me, I would be inclined to table this resolution, just so that we can go through the planning committee, and that way too the commission, they had their chance to review it. I mean, it sounds like it's in review with commission right now, with the utility commission. And then from there, we can also address some of these questions that you have as well and tighten up this resolution. And it sounds to me like we'll have another meeting before the end of the year. And I can work with Brian on scheduling a planning committee with our committee, since I chair that committee.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor to table. Is there a second?
I'll second. This is Cynthia.
Second by Councilwoman Butler. Any further discussion?
And that's why I just want to note that the deadline is January 11th to submit this grant. So if we
Okay.
have one before that, that's fine with me. I'm happy to come back.
Okay, thank you. If you can get that NOFA to Vice President, then we can begin looking at that before we actually receive the proposal, so we're not doing things last minute.
Yep.
Thank you. No further discussion. Let's call for the vote.
Gordon Newholt,
Yes.
George Garcia, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Dean Evans,
Yes.
Tammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, item number 3, Budget Committee recommendations. Item A, approval of 3205, Institute of Museum and Library Services Digital Archive Budget Mod number 1. We'll be presenting on that.
This, I'm trying to this help me, Jamie, on it. I'm pulled over here to look at it. It was it moving money around by the director, Mr. Writing
Treasurer Chapman, if I recall in the meeting we had, it was to cover some overages on certain line items. So yeah, I was moving money around in the budget.
Okay, yeah. Can you scroll down, and we're just making sure that no additional funds were.
This is an older grant too. It's 2 years old, I think. So
Okay, yeah, it looks just like, just as Vice President had mentioned, moving line items to cover overages.
yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll
Okay, I got
second.
a by Vice President. Who was the second?
I'll second.
We had a second. Who was the second? Was it Cindy?
Yes, Cynthia.
Okay, Councilwoman Butler. No further discussion. We'll call for the vote.
Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardner, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, at this time, item number B, approval of 4079 education budget mod number 1. Okay. Looks like there was an increase. Is that correct?
But it looks like.
Yes, this is an
Jan-
increase as they were awarded additional funds.
Okay, was it additional contract support costs? Was it,
Yes, I believe it was additional contract support cost.
hearing no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve. And these funds came from the funding agency, so.
I'll make a
I'll
motion
make
to
a-
approve. This is Cynthia.
I'll second.
I got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Butler, seconded by Treasurer Chapman. No further discussion. We'll call for the vote.
Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardner, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, item number C, grid resiliency budget.
I'm happy to speak on that if needed.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, so this one is just creating a new budget. Pawnee Nation was awarded a little over 600,000, a little less than 700,000. So this is a non-competitive grant that was through the infrastructure bill that President Biden passed. You know, they allocated some funding to the tribes. So this is kind of our little part. So this is going to be some funding coming in possibly the next 5 years. If not, they're going to reassess. It could be a little bit longer. But we got 2 years of funding so far, which makes a total about 698,000. So through this, we'll analyze, work with the infrastructure team, work with the utility commission, work with, you know, everybody involved to kind of figure out what we want to address, the grid resiliency. So just created a budget for this as we move forward to start that process, but we already got some of the money available, and I do notice that I have an error on there. I need to fix that. 59,000. Leave that. No, that's right. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. So I need to delete that. But I'm sorry, I just caught that. But anywho, this is kind of what this funding was. We got awarded 2 years so far. So we're good to go to start the process of that. So just want to create a new budget and get the program started.
Okay, I'm trying to pull my papers up here. Is this for starting in 2024? Or did this start this year?
Well, this one's a unique program. So, you know, it started, we got the money a little late. That's just more on their side versus our side, but we have some flexibility. So not all these funds have to be expended per year. We could kind of sit on these and invest in a bigger project if we would like. But, you know, over time, we should get around $1.3 million. And there's been kind of some planning discussions that we've had with Jimmy, Chris, and everybody involved. but we're gonna start fine tuning that exactly what we're wanting to do. You know, we had a community town hall meeting, got some insight from the community because this could go out and help them as well to kind of prevent the power outages. I know the last couple of weeks, I mean, it seems like a power outage is happening every other day here in Pawnee. So this is a way that we can capitalize on that, at least on the government side of things and so forth, looking at what we could do to strengthen the community side, preventing those outages and stuff like that. So that's what we'll have. So it's ongoing. So it started in 2024 and we got some money, and then we'll set January we can apply for the year 3. I think year 3 is coming up, so they'll have instructions how to go after that, and starting around January.
So it sounds like this is for 23 and 24.
Yeah, we didn't get until 24 because they were kind of late on the DOE side of things. So they gave us kind of one disbursement for year 1 and 2, and pretty much simultaneously.
Okay, and that was my question initially in budget committee, because I thought you had mentioned, or whoever was presenting on it had mentioned, that it's usually 365,000 a year. So that was my question as to whether this was a 2-year disbursement.
Yeah, it was.
Granted that 2023, and like you're saying, it was late in coming in, so it's basically a rollover budget, correct? We don't have to apply for like a no cost extension or anything like that.
Not as right now, no. Because they have some flexibility, like they said. They have some tribes, especially we had a workshop earlier this week. You know, some tribes in Washington, they're kind of setting aside for, because they're just in a different environment than we are. So a lot of their infrastructure projects going to cost a little bit more. So they're going to invest in a larger development. But yeah, it is just, you know, come in because they're also going to reassess at year 5. So the unallocated funds, say like some of the tribes don't all, you know, go after this funding, then we can possibly get some more funding with the set aside that hasn't been claimed yet, and the ones that have got awarded, they'll reallocate it and give us, you know, another not so much extension, but, you know, stretch this out a little bit further than 5 years.
Right. Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Kimball, I see your hand is raised.
Yeah, thank you. So this is all net new and we just got the funding and it's for infrastructure. Did I hear that right?
So
It's net new?
what do you mean by net
Yes, it's
new?
not.
It's new.
Oh, it's new funding. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
it's new funding coming in. So we're creating a budget for it.
And who is going to be managing that? Just for my own knowledge.
Right now, it's kind of just been me and working with Chris McCray. We've been the 2 representatives, you know, that's been kind of taking lead on this. You know, we had a couple of meetings with the community folks when we, before we submitted the proposal. So it's been kind of me and him kind of working side by side on this.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm interested in knowing how that's going to move forward. Thank you.
Okay, and then has this been included in the comprehensive budget?
I didn't see it in
Okay.
the paper.
Okay,
The President Nettle, on the comprehensive budget, we have tabled that, and the council will have to reconvene on it because we're waiting on the final run of the financial budget, and that's why we had to table it today, and we'll have to reconvene before the 1st again, or before the end of the month.
yes, but I just want to make sure that this gets included since this is
Yeah.
new funding. If we can just make note of that.
Oh, okay. Yes, sorry.
Okay. Yes, Penny. Penny, I see your hand raised. You're on mute.
Sorry, the clicking. Yes, that are we talking about the grid resilience budget?
Yes.
Yes, it was included on the comprehensive for 2024.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, if no further discussion, entertain a motion to approve the grid resiliency budget.
I'll make a motion to approve the grid resilience budget.
I'll
Okay, got
second,
a
Cynthia.
by Vice President, second by Councilwoman Butler. No further discussion, we'll call for the vote.
Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for presenting on that, Brian. Item
Thank you,
number
Council.
D, 1006109, Pawnee Business Council Budget Modification Number 2.
I believe on this one, President Mel is adding donation, adding funds to the donation line, if I recall from our budget committee meeting.
Yes, that's correct.
This-
Thank you. And also, I think we noted from the budget committee also that there will be additional donations. So maybe we can get those numbers before our next budget committee meeting, and then we can get that all included as well. Does anybody else have any questions or need further clarification? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a
I'll
motion by President, second by Treasurer Chapman. No further discussion, we'll call for the vote.
Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Item number 4, approval of resolution. Oh, let me just say something before we go into that. I was going through the packet here and there is a one-pager. If we can get those included when we get budgets that are submitted, I would appreciate that because this actually did tell what the budget was for or what the modification was for, and I think that was on the IMLS grant. It's that one pager where budget committee request for approval. We can get that sheet. It kind of outlines what is completed. That way, if there's not anybody to present, we at least have an idea of what's going on. Because it has a little purpose line on that kind of helped me after, but it was after the fact. Okay,
Sounds good.
item number 4, approval of resolution 2367, Housing Authority reappointment. This I don't know who's presenting, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go through this. This is a resolution. We only had one applicant for a Housing Authority Board of Commissioner for seat number 5. And this resolution, when we don't get entities or when they don't get replaced, then we tend to put the date, that we approve it. However, it needs to be approved because they're still seated until somebody is appointed to that seat. So if we can get the dates to tie into when that position is actually supposed to be filled, so they'll be seated for the remainder of that term. That way everything stays consistent. And I don't know if that's what the October 20th date is. If someone can answer that.
Yes,
Yes, I believe that's the right date.
that's the right date.
The correct date. Okay. So then everything on here should be the correct then from December 19th until this date. Now, when they do this, do they still have to go through the process again
Yes.
with the background checks and everything? Okay.
Well, yeah, well, not the background checks, but they will have to take a new oath of office with the new resolution.
Okay. And then do you have any other remaining seats open?
No, this is the only one.
Okay. All right. If no further discussion, or anything, any additions to the resolution, then I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Before you do, Jamie, can you scroll down just a little bit? I noticed in the Teams file, the date was different on this. Yes, it's signed this 16th day of December, should be 19th. I'll make a motion to approve changes.
Oh, yes, correct. Okay, I got a motion on the floor by Vice President. Is there a second?
Awesome.
Who is that?
Helps me, George.
Okay, second by. Okay, let's call for the.
I'm sorry, this is Sammy, but shouldn't George and Cynthia recuse themselves? I mean, they work there.
I mean, I consider the question, but I'm not really, the commissions are over the executive director, but I mean, if it, I don't mind abstaining, doesn't bother me at all.
That's just me. I would abstain if it were me, and I, it was a conflict for me. That's all.
Oh,
If
no,
you
I
is there a second?
didn't see the conflict.
I'm good.
No, I didn't see the conflict, but
I'll second it. Thank you.
Okay. No further discussion. Let's call for the vote.
Jordan Canuho,
Yes.
I'll abstain. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Abstain.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, and thank you both for that. Item number 5, approval of resolution 2368, special appropriation project herb development grant submission.
Thank you, President Nuttall. That is, this is Sammy Kimball. I do chair that Dottaha committee. We had a meeting last Friday, December the 15th, relative to this subject, and we had an opportunity. The team of Sunny and Jimmy Justice went to Las Vegas to the annual ITBC meeting, and this funding came available and they decided to jump on it. It is due actually on the 29th of this month. So what they did was they brought Electa Hare in, and Electa is working with Sunny to get this submitted. It's for $3 million a grant proposal that is being written this week, and it's due the 29th of the month. $3 million for it's for self-sustainment and land management pool. And so they require the grantees require resolution to it. So that is why this is being submitted. We also saddled that with another grant through the BIA that requires a resolution that's due in mid-January. And it also targets the species of tribal buffalo. So they wanted to piggyback and get this in so that we could get that grant submitted. And the grantee requires it. The grantor requires it. That's it.
Okay, again, this is kind of similar. This doesn't identify the content.
You're absolutely right. And we could add it to it if you like. I mean, I'm glad to add the verbiage, but we need to have it done today.
Yeah, and it's fine if we can just copy it from that other resolution and put that in here.
That would be just outstanding. And the contact person would be Sunny Evans as our representative. Right or wrong?
To be well, it's usually Someone
fine.
within the organization, yeah, but that's why I'm saying if we can just, where's that other resolution?
Yes. And whoever and however you want to do that is fine. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's just to be able to sign the contracts, should it get approved.
Correct. And that BIA, DOI BIA Endangered Species Program is going to be for 120,000. So we've got some, potential money coming in.
Development, new for purpose. Okay. Are you able to get that in there, Jamie, or do we would just want to note it with changes and then she can get that taken care of?
Is it possible to note it with changes? I'm helping Jamie. She's having technical issues right now.
Yes, entertain a motion to approve with changes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Kimball, second by Treasurer Chapman. Is there any discussion, further discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote.
Jordan Canuho. I'm sorry, Jordan Canuho, I didn't hear you.
Oh, yes.
George Gardner, PS. Carol Chapman.
Yes.
Cynthia Butler.
Yes.
Gene Evans.
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes. And I might also mention that there are meeting with the planning department and Riva this week on this. It was just such a fast, quick thing that we just needed to get this secured. And I appreciate your support for it, Dadaha. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Item number 6, review of the 2022-2023 annual performance report for the Pawnee Nation Housing Authority. Does anybody have questions on the report that was received? Has this been submitted yet, or will it be submitted?
It'll be submitted after the comment period. Right now, it's just the comment period, and then I think it's got to be submitted by the 29th or 26th.
But it is a formality for us to have the PBC review it, and if there are any questions, to submit those to us.
Is
Not in the
Laura
team.
here? Does Laura still do the self-monitoring part? Does the nation still do the self-monitoring for you guys? I know that Laura had at one time.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, does she provide any reports or anything, any comments to you?
I'm too new to answer that question, George. You'd have to answer.
Yeah, no, we get her reports when she does the self-monitoring and anything that she finds on. Yeah, we get those from her directly.
Okay. I'm wondering if she can send those to the council as well, or if that has been received. Does any council recall receiving a copy of the report from Laura?
No.
I don't see anything.
No, I don't believe we submitted those to the council, but that's a good idea for us to do.
Yeah. Activities.
Project Herd Development Grant.
Okay, if no further questions, I'll entertain a motion
Development Grant.
to approve the annual performance report for the Pawnee Nation Housing Authority.
We don't need any action.
Oh, you
on
don't
it.
need it? Just,
No, it's just for your review, and if you had any questions, then it's just the comment period to ask questions.
okay, and the
When
comment
will that-
period ends when?
I think the 26th.
So do you need that correspondence that you sent me,
Yes.
like now or at the end of the 26th?
Just as soon as you can get it, so that we don't have to rush around to get it from you.
Okay. Just getting clarification. All right, well, thank you for presenting that and bringing that forward. Moving on to item number 6, open forum. Does anybody have anything for open forum? Announcements specifically. So I know we have a lot going on this week and next week. Christmas party.
President Nuttall, this is Sammy. I would
Yes.
just appreciate if the executive office could make a template of resolutions that are coming that are standard and have that verbiage that we require, so we don't spend a lot of time on them, as we go through them. So if we could just get a template out there and available for everybody to use, it'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you for that. Anything else?
President Meadow? I have my hand up.
Oh, yes, Vice President.
I do want to say before we go this afternoon, just Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas to our tribal members as well. And just thankful for this time of year as we celebrate the birth of our Lord Jesus. And also to, I think it's Thursday, is the community Christmas party, if I'm not mistaken. Councilman Butler, I think she has on that. I believe that's correct.
Yes, and if someone can, Jen, maybe indicate what's going on also this evening. Is she still on?
Yep, I'm still on. I'm pulling up
Okay.
my notes here. And so there is, tonight, there is an executive office Christmas party, and that's for our PVC members and the Shire Council for that's at Rome Chief. There's also yoga, as we usually have, in the Wellness Center at 6 p.m. tonight. Wednesday, VAW is sponsoring a Christmas tea party at Rome Chief. That's at 3 p.m. Wednesday, there's also at 7 p.m. AA support group, and that's at the SAP building. Thursday, there's the Pawnee Community Christmas Party. That's at the Lakeside Event Center, and that's at 5 p.m. That is being hosted by PVC in the city of Pawnee. On Friday is the nation will have an early release at 2:30 so that staff can attend the staff Christmas party, and that will be at Rome Chief. There's also on Friday, December 22nd at 1 p.m. there's a bake and take blue corn banana nut bread with Moni Horse Chief, and that can be taken advantage of at the Pawnee Sea Preservation Society Community House. And there's also Friday evening, there's live music by our own Chief Beard at Stonewolf.
And can you speak to the toy drive?
Oh, yes, thank you. So Madam President had a great idea. There's going to be a toy drive that's going to be happening at Stonewolf. It will be for a week. So anybody that would like to bring a toy, please do so. That toy will be going towards our families who are helping with the littles, as well as with in our courts, so that when families come and have business there, that children can also partake of some toys there.
It's benefiting our Pawnee Nation Indian Child Welfare Program. Okay, anybody else have any more announcements? Thank you for that, Jen.
You bet.
If not, we will set the next meeting date. Do we have any idea when the budget committee will meet? Just to put everybody on notice, we will need to have another budget committee meeting, and then we'll have to have a council meeting to approve the budget, and that will need to be done before the end of the year, so December 31st. So it's going out of our normal first and third Tuesdays. However, it's imperative that we get this done.
President Nuttall, we did not exactly set a date because of we're waiting on the reports to get run. They're trying to get them quickly as possible. So I would say that probably Monday or Tuesday we could have the budget meeting. So I would think maybe Wednesday.
And Monday is Christmas, so maybe Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yes.
what's everyone's availability for the 27th? And it'll just be a short meeting of the budget and potentially this resolution that Brian needs to bring back as well. Could we do a noon meeting on Wednesday, the 27th? Will that work?
That works for me.
Yeah, works for me.
Works for me.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have the next meeting date for Wednesday, the 27th at noon. And would you like to do it virtual again?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
alrighty. Now looking for a motion to adjourn if everybody's got everything that needs to be completed.
President Nettle, I just had one more announcement. I'm sorry, I was trying to get in an open forum. The Princess Committee is going to be having a Princess Hand Game on the 27th at 5 at the community building, community building, and just wanted to extend an invitation to anybody who wanted to attend.
All right, and then also, what about the silent auction? It ends.
I think the silent auction ends today, Tuesday. I think it ends on Thursday.
On Thursday. Okay, there are, if you're not aware, there's items here at Building 64. The Princess Committee is having a silent auction. If you would like to come and get your bid in. And then hopefully we'll get another schedule out. I know that we were challenged, correct, by the chiefs?
Yes, on the 28th.
And that's the 28th. So get your calendars updated.
President Nettle.
Yes.
Also Herb Adson will be sponsoring his hand game on the 30th. And I think they're going to try to move that up earlier in the day than an evening so that everybody can just be home. That'll be on the 30th of December at the
Okay.
community house. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if no more announcements, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A motion by Vice President. Is there a second?
Second, this is Cynthia.
Second by Councilwoman Butler. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? Any opposed? If not, we'll adjourn at 1:05 p.m.